Hey guys, welcome to the Art Occultist. My name is Elisa and I'm a professional tarot reader, deck creator, artist, and I'm a spiritual practitioner. Here on my YouTube I share my spiritual journey and my progress and basically what I believe in, etc. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Like all of my content, this wasn't planned, and today actually I felt... Just let me sit for a minute. Yeah, that's better. I'm currently holding my phone because this was really unplanned video, and today I've been feeling very overwhelmed. I feel stuck and I haven't been feeling all that well physically. I was sick, then my bleeding time came, so it's always unpleasant for me. It's painful, etc. If you're a woman, you know what I mean. And so the past 2 weeks I wasn't feeling top notch. And mentally I've been feeling a lot of mind clutter. I've been experiencing a lot of brain fog, and overall my mental state, I've been feeling a numbness, and it wasn't great. For the spring equinox has just passed. It was 2 or 3 days ago in time of filming this, and I had this plan of doing a dedication to Hecate, my main deity right now, but I wasn't feeling well, so I have postponed that for the upcoming dark moon or the new moon on the 29th of March 2025. And so I didn't do the ritual on the spring solstice, but I'm going to be doing it on the upcoming dark moon, so that's okay. And yeah, as I said, I was feeling very overwhelmed today, and I decided to share some of my thoughts with you. And yeah, so in order to make myself feel better, I came to my altar. I haven't been very active on it for the past 2 weeks. As I said, I was unwell. So today I came to my altar. I cleaned a bit of... I had some loose green leaves from a bouquet that my partner got me last month, so I kept some of the greenery from that bouquet on my altar, but it was turning brownish, so I decided to give my altar a bit of a clean up, if you will, in order to make myself feel better. And then I decided to once again go through my collection of decks. I store everything beneath my altar. I'll share with you everything in a bit. And my feelings of overwhelm just increased by looking through my decks. And yeah, it's not a great time today for me, but I decided to take you on a tour through my bedroom, my sacred spaces. They're a bit messy because, like I said, things didn't feel right, so I'm in the midst of clearing and trying to make myself feel better. But anyway, I wanted to show you where I'm at right now. And also, in one of my previous videos I told you guys that I want to share you my new altar space, so that's what we are going to be doing now. And so yeah, I'll turn the camera around and we will start from my bookcase. So let's go do just that. So okay, here you can see my ring light. Here is my little bookcase. Usually on top of this there is a flower, but currently I have taken it outside to enjoy a bit of sunlight. On the first shelf here are some journals, my book of shadows, some decks. This is the Gods and Titans and the Goddesses and Sirens decks by Lucy DeMarco here in this bag. Whispers of Lord Ganesha Oracle and Portals of Presence Oracle deck, this one. This is a book about symbols and a book of tarot questions going down. We have my Animal Wise Animal Speaks book on the herbs in Bulgaria. This is where I live. And some guidebooks from tarot decks, mainly from Llewellyn. And on the last shelf I have my grimoire that I'm working. This is actually the Arts Guacia that I'm creating for myself. It's handwritten, etc. Here I have, inside of this box, I keep two of my Arts Guacia themed decks. I have the Hermetic Tarot down there, and my spirit book is in the back. You cannot see it very much. Oh, that's better. This is my spirit book. If you're interested, I may make a flip through of that. Just a random bottle that I like, my rose quartz, and this is my desk. It's very messy. A fake tree plant, the 9 of coins, because currently I need that energy in my life. This is my planner. This is my journal. This is an empty journal, my iPad. I'm not sure if I want to keep this deck, Tarot Oscuro. I'm not sure I want to keep this one. This has to go in my bag. Here I keep some waters and some oils. Usually I keep the tarot deck that I'm using currently here on this side, but right now I'm not using any. And I need to decide what deck I want to use. And here, this is my first little sacred space. Actually, this is like a working altar. If I want to do any magical work, I do it here. This is just a tile that was left out when we renovated the bathroom. We used those tiles for the floors and the walls, and I have some left, so this is fireproof. That's why I use it here, because I tend to burn a lot of stuff in this cauldron. I really love that artwork, a statue of Hecate that my mom got me from Greece last summer when she was there, a singing bowl, a candle. And on the wall here, those two paintings, I took them from my mother. She had them for years, and I was cleaning the attic last month and I found them there and I took them. When I was a child, I loved them, so I decided to take them with me in my new home. This is from the Darkwoods Tarot, the Fool from the Darkwoods Tarot. I took the art from the guidebook and I framed it, and yeah, I love that deck. I love Abigail's artwork, so right now it's here on my sacred space, and there's a very good explanation why the Fool, but I'll get to that in a bit. And this is the main event. This is my main altar, so that you can see it in its full glory. And now I'm gonna zoom in on the different details. First, this charm that hangs there, I made this myself, and I took inspiration from the shamanic costumes and their headwears. They have those types of braids hanging from their headwears, and they symbolize the spirits that the shaman has a relationship with. So all of those strings symbolize a specific spirit that I've had a relationship with. So this is for Hecate, for the ancestors. Those four are my spirits for the four direction of the medicine wheel. This is for Aphrodite. This is for Lord Freyr, the green one. This is for Lord Ganesha, the orange one, and the burgundy one is for Kalima. And I have a sun and the moon hanging up there, so yeah. So on the altar itself, I'll show it once again in its full glory. And all of those things are either passed down to me from my ancestors, or I bought them myself for a very specific reason. So let's start with the artworks. In the center here, this is my favorite image of Hecate that I have seen ever. This is from a tattoo artist. I will link his name in the description because currently I cannot think of it. And the other four artworks, this and this, are taken from the Witch Sister Tarot. I finally broke down and got the deck, but I actually got the deck because I knew I wanted to use the artwork for my altar. I didn't get the deck for the deck itself. I got it for the artwork because it was cheaper to get the deck and use the guidebook as art pieces than to purchase individual prints from the artist. And both ways in both ways I'm supporting the artist, so that's fine with me. So the first card there represents the elementals of water. This is a representation of earth for me. This is the representation of air for me, and this of fire. In the center we have a black mirror that I made using frame and just black paper. Here we have a statue of Aphrodite with some ebony shells, some smoky quartz behind her. There are two pyramids representing the light and the dark and the duality that we live in. Here is a little boar. This represents Freya and Freyr for me, just like this crystal rhodonite, I think. In the box, I got this box from my father a few years before he passed. In there I keep my atome, crystals, some other things like that, some magical tools, but I won't open it right now. In this corner, this is the water and earth corner. We have a living plant, a pine cone. Here we have some shells from the Black Sea. I got this from my grandmother. This is from my other grandma. This I got when I was living in Vienna. This is a very cheap type of bow. This is from my grandmother, a gift from her. And here I have some nature bits and bobs, stones that I've collected, some crystals, etc. Here I have a little black dog to symbolize my lovely Hades. Hades is my dog, you've seen him in previous videos. This stone is from my favorite river in Karlovo in Bulgaria, and yeah, this is my healing stone. I love it. The Oracle of the Hecatean Path. In front here I have this wooden thing just for aesthetic purposes. It looks great, and it's also like I can burn candles, etc. Clear quartz to transmute the energy around, some keys for Hecate, and you can see that I have two identical bows. I made those with clay, and I stamped the Hecatean wheel on there, and I painted them on the inside with nail polish. And I have candles, tea candles there. They represent Hecate torches. Currently I'm not lighting them, but that's why they're here. On this side of the altar we have air, fire, and down here we have candles for fire. And this for me symbolizes, this crystal ball here symbolizes the element of air for me, because it's a representation of the atmosphere around our planet and the air we breathe in. Here I have my incense burner, a lighter, and currently I'm burning some neck champa. I have some Palo Santo back there for cleansing, and here I have those 3 little charms: leaf, a seashell, and a feather, and they represent the rulership of Hecate over the three main over the sky, the earth, and the ocean. And this is actually my goddess altar. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, that I'm stepping away from worshipping a specific face of the divine, and I'm focusing more on worshipping the goddess in all of her forms. And I've spoken about that, but I see Hecate as the divine feminine, and she is the soul of the world, and for me all other goddesses come from her. This is my personal UPG, so don't come at me. This is just my personal beliefs. You don't have to agree with them. And yeah, in the center is a statue of Aphrodite or Venus. I got this when I was living in Vienna, and I just love this statue. And this is just a random stick that I found years and years ago when I first started my witchcraft practice. So yeah, that's my altar space. Let me just back out a little so that you can see it in full. And so yeah, you can see how the altar is elevated from the rest of my space, because my desk is my working area. And yeah, so the full card actually represents the descent of the soul of the spiritual down into the mundane. So it made sense that I placed this image between the elevated altar and my working space. And now I'm gonna show you my deck collection. I'm not going to go deck by deck, but I'll show you where I store my decks. This is the place where I store most of my witchy spiritual tools. So in the first drawer I have all of the decks that I use as an oracle deck. So you can see here the animal guide rune cards. Yeah, I know that there are some tarot decks here, but I use them for one card draw, so they fit into the oracle category for me. So the Earth Crafters, Earth and Bone Oracle, Sacred Destiny, Every little thing that you do is magic tarot. This is truly a magical tool. Spirit Song Tarot, Woodland Wardens, Vision Quest, Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. Here I have the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud. Down there is the Nature Skull Tarot that I created based off the Animal Wise tarot that's out of print. So this is my version of this Animal Wise deck. Here we have the Witch Sister Tarot that I actually use as an oracle deck, and down there is the Margaret Peterson. In front of it, Alice the Wonderland, Le Vampires. This is Tarot of Vampires by Ian Daniels. Self-Exploration Oracle by yours truly. This is one of my decks. Soul Cards 1 and 2 combined. This is the Morgan's Oracle. This is the Morgan's Tarot that is actually an oracle deck. Kim Kranz's Alchemy, Wild Unknown Pocket Archetypes, and the Citadel Oracle. So those are all of my oracle decks, and now I'm gonna take you to my tarot cupboard. So here we have all of my mala beads in here. Here I have some shakers that I've made for myself. Here I hold my pendulums, excuse me. Here is all of my sacred jewelry, and in front of that are my decks. So let's start here. Crow's Tarot, Murder of Crow's Tarot. This is a copy that I modified, adding the red ink on the cards, just like the indie edition. This is my regular Murder of Crows, the Vikings Tarot. I love this. The Pocket Halloween Tarot, and then we move to decks that are in bags. Tarot of the Hidden Realms, Druidcraft Tarot, Tarot of the Golden Wheel, Darkwood Tarot, Tarot of the Witch's Garden, the Art Occultist Tarot that I created. This is the Aquarian. This is the Diverse Rider-Waite-Smith deck that I created. This is the Rider-Waite-Smith typical US games. This is their plastic version. I love this deck. This is the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith, and this is my favorite Thought deck by AGM. It's 2023 printing. So yeah, those are all of my tarot decks that I use for myself. And basically that's everything. So yeah, basically that's everything that I wanted to share with you guys today. It's been a very, very weird day, and I don't know. I don't know what I want to talk about anymore. I hope that you enjoyed this little tour of my space, and it definitely made me feel better by doing this video and sharing it with you. And author work is definitely important, and I really can feel the shift in my energy after I stood at the altar, after I spent some time there with the goddess, after I lit some incense, cleanse myself. It definitely helps. And yeah, it's a living, breathing practice. It changes. So yeah, that's everything that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to support me and the channel, please consider subscribing, liking the video. And if you want to support me further, you can always book a reading with me or purchase one of my decks. All the links, as per usual, are in the description box down below. Thank you so much once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day.